What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with another Operation Trebuchet update. Now, it's been a little bit since we've had an update for Operation Trebuchet, and I've meant to actually release some campaign videos or some missions of some kind for it, but I just have not had the opportunity, especially with a bunch of videos that are in my archives for other stuff. But today we've got an uplink to talk about, so let's get into it right away here. Introduction. Good day, everyone, and welcome to your usual stop for info on everything Optre. I take offense to that, guys. Today, we're going to be looking at some new developments in the Jetpack, take a look at Luxor II's latest progress, and look forward to what you can expect to see changed and added in the future. That brings us to dev activity, Air Mobile. Big Wilk is nearing completion on the Jetpack functionality as showcased in this video. You'll be seeing more info regarding this feature in the near future. And so we've got the video, and you know, there's a lot of different things going on here, really, just kind of showing off the Jetpack. It is all stuff we've basically seen before, but it is nicer seeing a more completed state for it. My big fear is that the Jetpack might be a little too overpowered at this point still, in that you can still go pretty long distances before running out of, or I should say overheating. The big limiting factor appears to be, you know, the overall fuel of the Jetpack, but I'll let you guys decide that for yourself. That brings us to Tourist Trap. HK Urban continues working diligently on the official Optre terrain, Luxor II. Despite multiple significant issues and bugs plaguing progress, that made sense. For some reason, when I read it, it didn't make any sense to me. He is nearing completion of placement, and will soon after do a pass to add more detail to the map. And in the meantime, he has provided a series of screenshots to showcase the terrain in its current state. Now, there's a lot of cool pictures here. There's one specifically that I really like, and as you guys look through this set, it's the one that's looking down on the city, and you see all these roads, like the highways going over the lower roads, and they're all intersecting with each other and stuff. It makes the city feel a lot bigger, a lot more cramped and stuff, and it's definitely going to be really cool, because a lot of the shots we have seen, it's the more open parts of the city, the warehouse district, the area around the military base and stuff. So there's definitely some cool shots seeing, and you know, just seeing the city actually populated with vehicles and stuff in some of these shots is also very cool. Also keep your eyes peeled looking through these. There's a couple new structures, at least one new structure that I've spotted for sure. Probably one or two others that I didn't notice or I'm not 100% sure on right now. But we're going to try and keep up the pace here, so we're going to keep moving. Probably the biggest news here is we've finally got some first contact news, and I know a lot of people want to see the Covenant, and they want to see the Covenant added a lot better in than their current state. So we know that they are being upgraded as far as the elites go, and that work's been done on the other stuff already in, but there's also new items going in. With only one developer behind First Contact, progress is quite a bit slower, but it is increasing. It's getting better and better with each iteration, each time we see progress that's been made on it. And, you know, well, that's something that's kind of should go without saying. That's not always the case with a lot of development teams or modders. So let's get into First Contact. Not much has been said about First Contact as of late. However, Jake Darren continues to work hard producing new assets as well as going back and redoing some of his earlier work. Making use of the new skills he's learned, his latest work, the Spirit Dropship, has seen a nice overhaul. He's reworked the Covenant Carbine and a small barricade, similar to the ones seen in Halo 3. All these look really awesome. Definitely vast improvements over the stuff we've seen previously from First Contact. Maybe not quite to the level that we expect with regular Operation Trebuchet, the base game, but keep in mind, like I said, it's one developer with a little bit of support from the rest of the dev team. So if you guys don't really think it's quite up to snuff, just bear that in mind, you know, and if you can, feel free to help out, you know, do support him in whatever way you can. And it goes on. Additionally, we're proud to announce that Morthan Scorpion King has donated his Halo 3 era Marines to us, and they will be added to First Contact in the next update. With this addition, we also have decided to shift the focus of First Contact to include all of Halo's content of the Human and Covenant War era. While Optre will still serve as our primary focus, we hope that the slight expansion in scope will allow more players to enjoy the mod as much as possible. Now, this is kind of a catch-22, because we are now opening this up so that you're not going to see stuff just from that little tiny period at the start of the Covenant War, and I've always kind of expected this to be the case. And the devs saying they're officially opening this up also kind of allows them to get a little bit more creative freedom, because even though they're still focusing on the human insurrectionist war, if they want to, when one gets bored or something and just wants to do something a little bit different, they can say, hey, we're going to do something from Halo 3 or, the end of Halo 2 or even Halo 4 or something if they wanted to, And so I think somebody made, what was the railgun or whatever, I can't remember, the Gauss cannon or rifle. I can't remember what the gun is from Halo 4. Somebody made that, and because it did not fit into the theme of the game, that's something that can now be turned around and donated to First Contact. But like I said, there is a downside to this, and that is that First Contact is a separate release from Operation Trebuchet. So even though 0.4 or 0.14 is getting closer and closer, the plan is to release First Contact at the same time. That's not necessarily guaranteed. Now, we could actually potentially get First Contact before then, but with the progress we've seen, it's much more likely that it will come after that point. So that's something to bear in mind, guys. And like I said, it is a catch-22. It's nice, but it's bad at the same time. So hopefully we will see that come out at the same time as 0.14. We won't have to wait forever to get, those Halo 3 Marines and the upgraded Covenant stuff. Out with the old, in with the new. As we progress forwards, learning more and more about creation and implementation of assets, some of our initial assets, such as the Warthog, Pelican, and Army BDU, have begun to show their age. Well, while we can't provide any sort of timeline and we know that this will be a large project, we've opted to work on bringing some of these older assets up to standards. Fear not, though, as we still intend to maintain the aesthetics we've already achieved, and we'll be sure to continue with new additions to the mod as well. So, this will probably be stuff for 0.15 going forward, unless they can maybe fit some of it into 0.14, but with work on the Hornet and some of the other stuff like the Jetpack things, I would not expect this to get done for 0.14. In fact, like I said, 0.15 is probably when we can expect to see some of these updates made. Hopefully that means that since it's just going through and retouching everything up, that 0.15 will take far less time to come out. Moving on, Apex Protocol. With the impending release of the Apex expansion for Arma 3, we've opted to delay release until we can fully confirm that all assets are working as intended, and nothing is broken, any more than usual, due to Apex. I've no doubt that this has disappointed quite a few people, but we felt it was the best course of action, considering there are also some newer features from Apex that we hope to implement into Operation Trebuchet. Vehicle, thermal vision, VTOL, etc. So obviously, vehicle will benefit the Pelican. You'll be able to mount up Warthogs and stuff through standard in-game stuff. And the less scripts you can have in a mod, it's actually better, because scripts can cause, servers to slow down, they break. There's all sorts of issues you have. So if they can avoid using scripts and use standard in-game regular vanilla features to do the same thing, that's a better route to take. Thermal vision, once again, originally with Arma 3, you could only have night vision goggles. You couldn't have infrared goggles or anything like that, so that's a nice addition. We might see something done with the ODST sniper helmet, or at least the ODST visor mode, like we kind of talked about with the last uplink. Conclusion. Well, that's all we have for now. Again, it sucks that we can't get this update to you yet, but we really feel that pushing it back will give us the time we need to push out a polished, functional release with plenty of new toys for you all to play with, and some new features to enjoy. See you next time. So, obviously this does once again mean a delay. We kind of expected this because we didn't really know what would happen with Apex. And they were trying to test Apex out with the pre-release, but Apex actually is just released, I think, yesterday or, around tonight or something. It is out now and available.
Report in. Over.
But somebody did ask in the comments, and I was thinking about just skipping over this, about how long of a delay this will mean. Devs have said 2 weeks. Now, bear in mind, the devs have been pushing this back since January and have consistently said since then, oh, it'll be a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months, so on and so forth. And, well, it's understandable why they have delayed the mod up to this point. Just bear in mind that because they're saying 2 weeks on the forums doesn't necessarily mean that it'll actually come out in 2 weeks. Other than that, it's a brief update, not a whole lot to show off to you guys, but some definitely cool stuff coming out here. It is nice to know where things are and not to have total radio silence even when there's not very much to show. Alright guys, well, I'm going to try to keep this short, and we're coming up on 10 minutes here, just past. So you guys take it easy, I'll see you around in the next video.